Hi, I'm Jenny from the plot, and this is my allotment. Welcome to my lady garden. Look at those rain clouds. Look at those rain clouds. Right, before the heavens open, I'm just going to take you on a little tour to show you what my lovely plot looks like at the moment. I've decided I'm going to start calling it the bin bag plot because, look, we have a fine array of bin bags. That's full of wood chip. And on this side, we have more bin bags. Now, these ones on this side, nearest to the big compost bin, they are full of weed membrane and they are going to have to go to the tip, sadly. Not much I can do about that. They're going to have to be thrown out. These ones down here, let me show you the full extent. All of those are full of couch grass roots and mud. That's what's come out of my paths, and I've still got the big main path down the middle to do, so there's going to be more of that. Now, I was wondering what I should do with it. Jen at plot number 13 has a bucket of doom, which she puts all her weeds in and fills it with water, and it drowns the weeds, and the water can be used as plant fertiliser, which is fantastic. However, the amount of couch grass roots I've got here, I just haven't got a big enough bucket, basically. But then Smudgy commented on my last video, thank you Smudgy, and said, why don't you leave it in the bags? Leave it in the bags and eventually it will rot down and become compost. Now Smudgy, that is a plan I can get behind. Do nothing, just leave it. I love it, I love it. And it reminded me actually that my friend Maggie, who was the very, very first plots on tour that I ever did, I went to visit her plot in South London. She did exactly that. She would pull up all her weeds, even bindweed, and put it into old compost bags. And she would said that if you exclude the air and the light, eventually give it 2 years and it will break down into lovely compost. So that is what I'm going to do. Oh my goodness, it's really coming down now. I think I better get in the greenhouse. Come on! It is a little wet today. So I don't think I'm going to be working on my paths. I know. Try to contain your disappointment. So I'm going to be doing something different. I'm staying undercover in my little mini plastic greenhouse, which is still standing. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of sowing. I have just had a look at my giant onions. Let me see if I can show you my best one. Here we go. Look at that! Eat your heart out, Jen. If you've watched any of Jen at plot number 13, you will know I'm being slightly ironic because her onions are like as big as me, and they are humongous. I'm not sure mine can quite compete, but it does actually. I think it looks very slightly more sturdy than last time. I'm going to sow some more today anyway. You know, I've got to hedge my bets, haven't I? Oh no, hang on, is that... I've just looked at this one. Does that have a second leaf coming? Is that showing up on camera even? It's so minuscule. I think that might be a second leaf. Yes, champion. Anyway, sweet peas are they're looking all right. Actually, Pete and Cassie's sweet peas are looking absolutely glorious. Yes, I'm impressed with those. Nothing's fallen off the shelf yet, so we're doing well. More giant onions. So this is going to be my last ditch attempt. This is going to be the Hail Mary. It's all been a bit of a Hail Mary, to be honest. No, this is going to be my last attempt. And I remember Pete saying, actually, when he started the giant onion growing challenge, that you might as well sow all the onion seeds because they don't keep. So we're going to do another pot. Pete, you're going to be ashamed of me. I'm not going to sift the compost because I just don't have room in here. Let me show you a close up. This is what we're working with. This is the amount of space I have in here that's not getting rained on. So we're just going to put some. It is nice compost though. I do have nice compost. Well, it was expensive compost. I don't often treat myself. It's this stuff. Premium, all-purpose, evergreen. Anyone use that? It was outrageously expensive. But it does feel nice. It feels very fluffy. There's no big bits of anything in it. Almost sandy. I'm enjoying using it. Will I buy it again? Probably not. Filming in a tiny plastic greenhouse in the rain. Okay. Well, I've filled my seed tray. Here we go. Elsay onions for Pete's Giant Onion Growing Challenge 25-26. This will be my third sowing, my third attempt, and my final attempt. They are from Foster's Seeds. Attempt number 3, and that will be coming home with me. Where's my tray? Now, if you're watching this, Pete, you can maybe turn off now because I'm going to do something a little sacrilegious. Just for lols, I'm going to sow some giant onion seeds in loo rolls because why not? I can't do any worse, can I? just to see whether it works. I don't know. It's an experiment. Let's get some loo rolls. Oh. Now we've got a little pot to put the loo rolls in. Let's see how many loo. I reckon I can fit 6 in there. I mean, I'm not expecting, to be honest, I'm not expecting great results from any of it. I've never successfully grown an onion from seed before. More loo rolls. But you've got to keep trying, haven't you? And you've got to try different things. So maybe, who knows? Maybe for me the loo rolls will work. Okay, right, let's get some seeds in there. Oh dear God, it's all precariously balanced. Precariously balanced in the greenhouse. Right. Do I dare go with 1 seed per loo roll? Oh no, we've got a few. I reckon we can go for at least 2. Take these home and give them a water from the bottom. The next thing I'm going to sow is some celeriac. You may remember recently, at the beginning of the year, or at the end of last year, I had a pretty dismal celeriac harvest. I mean, actually, once I'd chopped all the knobbly bits off and made soup with it, it was delicious. So they were delicious. They just weren't very big, and I don't know, I didn't really know what I was doing with them. So I did watch very carefully as Claire of the Farmyard Garden sowed her celeriac recently. Because last year her celeriac were, I mean, they were vast. They were like giant. I think she must use like a particularly large variety. Well, this is the variety that I've got. I've got Giant Prague, I think it is. So I'm hoping that they'll be nice and large. A bit larger than last year's. I have no idea what variety it was I sowed last year. This just shows why you should kind of keep records and keep logs and write things down. And I know celeriac does need a very long growing time. You have to start it off indoors. It needs light to germinate. That's a key thing. So when you sow the seeds, you sow them on top of the compost and don't cover them up with anything. And it also needs heat. They need heat to get going. So I'm going to take them inside and have them at home in my warm living room, and I hope that that will be enough for them. Oh, why didn't I bring my glasses down? I cannot read the instructions. We'll just have to wing it and do what Claire did, and hopefully everything will be all right. Okay, so I'm going to sow these also in a propagator because that helps keep them a little bit warmer as well. These seeds with celeriac. Well, I've sown millions. I'm going to have to give my entire plot over to celeriac. It will be survival of the fittest. So whichever my best seedlings are, those are the ones that I'll pot up and carry on with. That's what I did last year. Look at what success I had. Well, that's, you know, we live in hope. Okay, that can go in there and I'll be able to water that when I get home. Put the little lid on top. There we go. The rain doesn't sound like it's going to ease off anytime soon, so my paths are going to have to wait until next time. I know you'll all be looking forward to it as much as I will. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.